The dashboard. To access the dashboard, click on the Webmaster Login in the bottom of your screen. Log into your site using your NetID and password. Typically, the first thing you will see when logging into WordPress is your dashboard. It's a great way to get updates on your website statistics and more. In the main area of your website, you will find widgets that provide news and basic information about your site. Here is the At a Glance module, and you can click and drag these around. You can also minimize them. And you may see that some of them on the broken link checker also has a configure button. With the At a Glance module, you will see how many posts and pages you have. It will also show you what theme you are using, and we happen to be using the Sherman theme here. Don't worry about updates because we take care of those for you. And underneath storage space, it shows you that we have 1 gigabyte of space allowed and what is available on your site. For more information about storage space, go to the Aurora WordPress site. Underneath Guides, you will find Specifications and Storage. This will give you some technical information about Aurora WordPress, what versions we're running, the storage limit, upload file size is 100 megabytes, and also the allowed file types for uploading. So tips for saving space: you want to make sure that you edit your images before you upload. You can use some of these suggested software or Photoshop. We suggest that you run the resolution at 72 pixels, and the width should be no larger than 1200 pixels. And when you're ready to save, make sure you save it for the web. If you find that you still need additional storage space, we can create a media site for you on an external server. We would call the site media.yoursitename.yukon.edu. There have been some instances where documents have been too large to upload, or there's too many of them to keep on the Aurora Media Library. So we create these media sites, and all you have to do is link to those documents or images. Again, if you need to have an external site, please send us an email at webdev@yukon.edu and make sure that you put a link to your site so that we can review your media library. Now let's get back to our dashboard. For screen options, over on the side, if you don't see a module that you might be looking for, come here and it might be deselected. For instance, the broken link checker, if you deselect it, it disappears from your dashboard. If you're looking to have that module, come into the screen options and click on broken link checker and it will appear there. If there's something that you don't do, for instance forms, you can deselect forms and you don't have to have them on your dashboard. There's also help, and help will show you everything that the videos that have to do with the dashboard. This changes. The screen options and the help will change depending what you're doing within your work environment. Whether you're in Pages or Post or Forms, that screen options and help will be modified to give you the options that you need to accomplish any task. Okay, up on the top of the screen you will see where it says Yukon Aurora. That right there is our stamp to say that you're working within the Aurora system, the WordPress system that we have. You may see a W. That is another system that's been set up, and it is not the Aurora WordPress system that we support. Going further, you'll see My Sites, and you may see several sites that you have access to. If you click on it, you will see a table of all the sites that you can either visit or go right to the dashboard. Now notice that up here on the top, I'm on the Aurora site, but if I click on Dashboard, it brings me into the dashboard of, for instance, the accessibility site. So make sure that when you're working on your site that you pay attention to what site you're actually modifying. And here you can see I'm at the Aurora WordPress training site. So we'll continue. Going down, some of these things that you may see is because I'm a network admin, so don't worry about them. But here where you see plus new, this is where you can get started to create a post or add media or a page to your website. Persons is how you can do directory listings. You can set up a redirect and add users and even create a new form. So the plus new is a good place to start. Performance, if you have made some changes and the changes are not being seen by others, come out here and click on Empty All Cache. The system caches the changes that you're making just to make it more efficient. Over on the other side here, you'll see Howdy and then your name. This is where you can get in to edit your profile. You can modify your workspace and the colors to whatever you prefer. Coming down a little bit further, you'll see underneath the name, you can specify the system name can be changed. For instance, nickname, if my name was Michael, I might go by Mike, or Patricia, I might go by Pat. So you can just type it in here and then display name publicly as, you can come in here and select whichever one it is that you'd like to use. And on the bottom, you can go ahead and update your profile. Okay. On this column, you're going to see if you want to click on Dashboard, it will bring you back to the dashboard. You can go into Post and you can view all your posts or edit posts or categories and tags, media library, or you could add new media by uploading it. There's the forms, pages, comments. There's people, which is a directory listing that you can create. So you would create new persons and then you would take a look at all the people that you have listed. And video tutorials. Now everything from video tutorials and above is what a basic user would be able to view. The options below video tutorials are for an administrator of the site. So if you're not an administrator, you will not see these other options. Appearance, you can change the appearance of the themes and your site. An administrator can add users and maintain your user list. Some tools that are available for the administrator is to import and export and go into broken links and settings. Underneath General, the administrator might want to come in here and change the email address that's listed. We normally set this email address up when creating the site for you, but you might want to specify somebody else to receive email from us. You could use your personal Yukon email, or you could use a departmental email. You also might want to change the tagline of the general settings as an administrator. And on the bottom of the site, you'll be able to click on Save Changes. Also in General Settings, you have your time zone and your date and time format, and what day your week starts at. All of these are default. I would suggest that you not change them, but to save at least your email or the tagline, click on Save Changes. We're going to go more into settings when we do the administrator training. Okay, back to the dashboard.